Dad, he's dragging him around me.
Most savants have only one dominating interest.
In 1812, in Rush, Taylor called Cabot Tower. Pops when it buzzes.
Kim seems to soak up everything.
Poverty sucks.
His interests range from boxing
The Rumble in the Jungle, Ali won by an 8th round knockout.
to politics
I not Burns, Jeb Magruder, one of the Watergate men.
to the British monarchy.
Second Plantagenet, Edward VII, George V, Edward VIII, George VI, and Elizabeth II. I know them all. They call me a mega savant.
Dr. Darrell Treffert is an authority on savant syndrome and consulted on the movie Rain Man.
And do you know...
About once a century comes along a truly stellar savant in an already rare condition, and Kim is in that category. Kim's memory is not only deep, but it's wide, and that is very unique among savants.
Most savants on record just memorize without understanding.
He's begun now to improvise, to put those bits of information together in other than just recall kind of way. He's become a living Google. He can take these bits of information that are scattered from all these places and put them together in a way that is really remarkable.
What is it that makes Kim's brain work in such an extraordinary way? And do his disabilities somehow enhance his memory? Kim and his father Fran are trying to find answers to these questions. Their quest is taking them from Salt Lake City to California for a week of testing with neuroscientists. Their first stop is San Francisco. Kim's been invited to take part in a study at the University of California.
Will I be a different Kim when we get back to Salt Lake? Will I be unconscious when I come out?
Neurologist Elliot Scher needs to know Kim's case history.
How much did he weigh when he was born?
10, 9, something like that.
Yes, a large head size, poor muscle tone. You better gotta send him down right away. Sorry, Mr. Golf Game.
This part of his past is a sore spot for Kim. The neurologist Kim's parents met 54 years ago gave them only 5 minutes of his time because he was late for a golf game.
Sorry I missed your golf game.
He told them they should put Kim in an institution and forget about him.
Put him in American 4. He doesn't belong here.
I know. I mean, obviously that's an emotionally charged thing.
Yeah.
Then Dad
We just
started working in the advertising.
try to keep him happy and healthy. That was about it. So
Well, you obviously did a really good job of that.
Well, it worked out.
Yes, sir.
Kim's parents raised him at home, and he made surprising progress.
So how old was he when you started to recognize Kim's skills?
When he finally became strong enough to pull the encyclopedia books off the bottom shelf in the living room. And we didn't realize he was reading them, but he memorized the first 8 volumes, which were the index volumes.
So he was actually reading before he was 2?
When he crawled, his forehead was one of the, almost like a snowplow. He crawled that way, always had a red head. He looked up the word confidential. He found it in about 20 seconds. And I said to my wife, how does he know alphabetical order? And he says, well, I know the alphabet. He talked like that.
And that was in 3?
That was at age 3. His mom read him the definition, which was only about 2 sentences. And he read it, just like we did. Every time he read something and finished, he turns upside down. So all around the edges of the living room would be upside down books, maybe 20 or 30 of them in a day.
To get a sense of Kim's condition now, Dr. Scher is conducting some simple tests.
Okay, now look at this one.
That's it.
And then look at this one.
That's That's it.
Now, do the movements, but don't move your head, just move your eyes to look at the hands. Look here, and now look here. But no moving your head, no cheating.
Don't move your head.
Keep the head still, all right? Now try again. Look over here. Good. Now look over here. Good. Now look over here. Don't move your head, and look over here. Look at the moving hand. Can you turn your eyes to look at the moving hand? Okay. Well, I mean, I think one of the things that was particularly obvious was how hard it was for Kim to follow directions. Push towards me. Push. Push, push, push.
Hi, sir.
Hi. You're not pushing, though. Okay. You know, this was not a formal neuropsychological assessment, but I really think that he had a very hard time both focusing as well as following directions.
This short consultation and physical gives the UCSF team a good grasp of Kim's disabilities, the reasons he needs Fran's help so much of the time. It's a duty of care that ends for most parents when their children are teenagers. Fran has been looking after Kim like this for 30 years. After lunch, he takes Kim back to the hospital for more testing.
It has to be the...
Psychologist Rita Jeremy is giving Kim a standardized intelligence test to see where he stands in relation to the norm.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay. 7, 1, 3, 9, 4, 2, 5, 6, 8.
713-942-568. And another good lady, are you?
I was surprised one of the items was the digit span, which is repeating strings of numbers of increasing length.
275-862-584.
And so he went on to quite long strings. And then I gave him the next part of the task, which is to repeat different strings backwards. And he also was going quite far. 7, 2, 4, 8, 5, 6.
658-427. Got to get those senior citizens out.
One of the things that was kind of surprising is that occasionally when they got quite long, he would say them with maybe like an error.
563-9128.
And then he would correct himself.
9812. 563-9812.
And a couple of times he corrected himself like 3 times. And by that time I thought he would have forgotten what the original string was, but he actually self-corrected until it was correct.
361-843. That's 34186. You're a good woman.
Dr. Jeremy is discovering that Kim has trouble with tasks that require new thinking and for which he can't call upon facts in his memory.
When he has to do things that he has to figure out something, he had great difficulty. Okay. Things that were novel were difficult.
Kim's test results are wildly erratic.
Yes!
Dr. Jeremy is philosophical. Standardized tests have their limitations.
Okay, back to business here. Often people with unusual talents or skills are never discovered because those particular skills are not tapped. And unless somebody has some inkling from observing them carefully in their natural situation, those skills would probably never be found out.
It's a great thing. You look like a really fine lady.
Altogether, he is a very unusual profile that cannot be summed up in any single score.
Good night, Irene.
Because he's not a standard person.
You have been a really important woman, Dr. Jeremy.
Thank you very much. You've been an important person to come and visit with us here.
Yes, sir.
Testing done for the day, Kim and Fran have some time to see the city. Everywhere Kim goes, he shows off his savant
Tell him when
skills,
your birthday was. Tell him when your birthday was.
especially his ability to make calendar calculations.
December 9th, 1995.
It was a Saturday, and this year it's a Friday.
Yeah.
You'll be 65 and 2060 on a Thursday. If you're when you go to San Francisco, be sure to wear some flowers in your hair.
I love it.
If you're going to San Francisco, be sure to wear